What is up, my gang members? Welcome to the Midi Groovr overview video. For those of you guys who haven't seen anything about this yet, it is a Midi generator in Max for Live that generates 2 bars of bassline information for house music, but you could kind of use it for anything. It's pretty much just up to your creativity. So the gist of it is just press generate and it's going to give you an idea, and then you could just take what works and then just start grooving, baby. So let's just check it out. Easy as that. And just to show you guys kind of what this guy can do. So this is, I had ChatGPT analyze all the results that we could get, and whatever that number is how many possibilities there are. So yeah, quite a fucking bit. And it's not based off any large language model bullshit. I literally just sat here for a half a week. And then once I had the logic figured out, it was just a matter of translating that into Max for Live, which was quite a bitch, but we did it. A couple quick notes. If you're downloading this for the first time, you got to make sure you're in Ableton 12 Suite 12.2. And then just make sure your Max for Live is updated. And you could do that by just clicking edit in Max right here. And there would be a pop-up if you need to update it. And then other than that, you just need to make sure your serum is up to date as well. So I think it's 2.0019. And that'll just make sure the preset is working, and you should be good to go from there. And lastly, if you are using the demo version of this device, let me just put you onto a super sick website really quick. It's called crackrecords.com, motherfucker. So yeah, there's fucking 18 devices on here, bunch of self-generating synthesizers, and pretty much everything I could fucking think of. Made it as cheap as possible. Grow the fuck up. It's $10 a month. You get everything I put out, and it's a whole lot of sauce. So just figure it out, and we're going to Banger City. Let's go. All right, lock in, because there's a bunch to go over here, but once you get a hang of it, it's pretty much booty bouncing city. So let's do it. And if you guys ever get lost, I'm trying to include all these helper devices to help you figure out exactly what the fuck's going on with all the devices, but I'm just going to delete this for now. So first up, the main parameter is just generate, and that's just going to give you 2 bars of MIDI information. So, and then if you want another one, I can't believe how fucking easy that is. Okay, so first up, there's the root note, and just make sure that you're in the correct octave for the bass sound that you're using. So yeah, the bass range for this preset is the C3 octave, so I'm in F3, and then you can just use the arrow keys to go up and down depending on what key you want to use. And I did include everything that you see here in the project file as well. And if the preset is a init preset, it's because your serum is out of date, my dude. So after that, we got the scale selector. So we got root only, which is just going to give you the whatever root you choose here. Then we just got the regular minor scale, Phrygian, and then we got 5 cracked scales, which are just minor scales, but with excluded notes, just because a lot of house bass lines are more rhythmic than having to deal with like a bunch of pitch changes. So I outlined the notes that are included right next to it. So this would be root would be 1. And then after that, it's the flat second. So that would just be like the first 2 notes of the Phrygian. And then this one's 1, 2, 7, then 1, 2, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 5, then 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Then we got harmonic minor and a couple other ones that you could just mess around with. And then after that, we have the min and max. So this just acts as the safeguard for how many semitones of pitch it can deviate from the root. So it could just go -7 or potentially up 13. And that's just what the default is, just because you don't generally want to go that low. And then about an octave in a semitone is usually what I end up using. So after that, we have the phrasing. So for the phrasing, you could just think of it as every half bar is a phrase. So we have 4 different phrases among the 2 bars of MIDI that it generates. So typically, you're going to want to use ABAB or ABAC. So it's essentially this phrase repeats over here, and then it would be B phrase is this half, and then the C phrase is that half. And then there's a couple other phrasing options as well you could just mess around with. And there's always random, usually for any of the drop-down menus. So this is just going to give you just scattered results that don't follow any sort of phrasing structure. Then after that, we have randomized phrase. So let's listen to this. So if we liked, say, the B phrase, but we wanted to change our A phrase, what we could do is just hit this, and then it's only going to change these 2 portions right here. So now we have, and then we could just change that again if we wanted to until we get something that we like. Let's fucking go, dude. Okay, after that, yeah, and then you could obviously repeat that for any of the other phrases. D doesn't really apply unless you're doing random, but yeah, just A, B, C for this one. After that, we have note density. So that's just how many notes you're gonna get. So at 100%, it would be every 16th note is gonna be filled. And then at 50%, there's just a 50% chance that every 16th note gets a hit. So if we generate. And then let's change up the scale just to get a couple more results here. Let's fucking go, dude. After that, we got the note length. I usually like to set it at random. So that's just going to give you anywhere from a 30-second note of length up until overlapping. So some of them will reach a little bit into the next note just to have a little bit of glide. Then after that, we have short. So this is just going to give you choppy notes. Fucking easy money. Then we have medium, which is going to be centered around an eighth note in length. And then we have long, which is just going to be almost touching every note. And then glide, which is going to overlap as many notes as possible. After that, we have the randomize all button. So this is just going to take all the other selections and just randomly give you values for everything else. So if for whatever reason you couldn't fucking find some inspiration the normal way, you could just randomize everything. And lastly, we have this functions section. So the first thing in here is going to be the root probability slider. So this is just the chance that any note generated is going to be the same as your root note selected. So at 100%, it's going to be all on the root note. And then 50% would be half of them. And you fucking get it, right? After that, we have the swing. And as you guys can see on the even notes here, there's a little bit of swing on these notes, and that's just going to give you the amount of total swing that they could potentially have. So at 100%, they could possibly be super fucking swung. And then the lower you go, the less swung they could be. Then after that, we have this spread. So this is just going to prioritize notes closer to the root or not. So if you have the spread at 100%, every note within your min and max can be generated equally. But the more you turn this down, it's going to prioritize giving you notes closer to the root. And if we put it even further. So it's just going to give you more of like a stepping motion rather than just everything all over the place. After that, we have the random velocity slider. And this is just going to determine the range that every note can be away from the default velocity, which is 64. And you guys probably won't generally hear that much of a difference with these just because most people don't use velocity with their presets until I come out with Cracked Records Volume 1. Yeah, just know that that's there. So when you turn this up to 100, they could be all over the place. And then when you turn it down, they're all closer to the root. Then lastly, we have this mutate section. So the first thing here is this drop-down menu here. And what mutate is going to do is it's going to give you a slight deviation to the phrase that you select. So say you have like a rhythm that you like for this. Maybe you don't like the notes or the timing or something small that doesn't have to like generate the entire phrase. That's what mutating is for. So there's pitch. And then if we're on A, B, A, C for the phrasing. So that's this section and this section. So if we do mutate pitch, you see it's going to change the pitch, but nothing else for those notes. Let's fucking go, dude. And then after that, we have length. So that's just going to change how long the notes are. Then we have add or remove. So that's just going to maybe take away a note, maybe add one. And then we have pitch swap, which is just going to swap the pitch for some of these. And then we have note swap, which is just a different iteration of that. And then lastly, velocity, which is just going to alter the velocity slightly. And yeah, I mean, it's just fucking Sauce City. I tried to set it up so it's just like pretty good to use right out of the box. The way that the default preset works is pretty much how I use it. And then from there, I'll just change like the root and then the scale and the note density and then just fucking go to town from there. Before we wrap it up, fucking update your shit. I will respond reluctantly to your emails, but just update your shit. And then, you know the drill. Come on now. We're going to the future. See you guys in the next one.